Guys, what's up? How are you? Welcome into day 2 of the 3-day EKG challenge. This day is so much fun because we do arrhythmias, which are just a blast. So welcome in. Let me make sure we are streaming. Yes, we are. Michelle, hello. Coach Michelle's here. Everybody check out what Coach Michelle is wearing. She is rocking her zebra scrubs.
Zebra shirt today, zebra scrubs.
I wish I would have had time to change into mine. Just literally walked in the door, but wow, that is so cool. And she sewed that, by the way, you guys. So pretty cool. Hello, KJ. Let's see who's here on Zoom with us. Hello, Brenda and Ingrid and Finley. Finley is number 1. iPhone guest. I'm not sure you are, but welcome in. And Jan, Carrie, what's up, KJ? Maciel, I'm glad you made it. We talked earlier. You're going to enjoy tonight. By the way, there's Navip. You're on twice, so double hello. You're going to really enjoy tonight because we're going to do arrhythmias as a bonus. And of course, Rena, Paul, and Tan is here. So welcome in, you guys. So hello on Facebook. And we are almost ready to get started. So a little recap. A lot of you were reaching out to me today about, oh my gosh, how can I rewatch last night's session? So I just wanted to let you know that there is a section in the guides. I'm not sure, Michelle, are you able to share screen and show them where the guides are? See if you can, because that is really where you're going to find day 1, day 2, and day 3, and even the answers to the workbook, which is super helpful. So maybe Michelle, if she could share her screen, she could show you. Otherwise, no worries. It's just literally at the top of the group. Also,
if I share my screen, it will stop your sound. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and share.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do that. Gotta get back to my. Oh, I don't know, Jen. Hold on.
Oh, hello, Tanya. Tanya's hopping on. Is it letting you, Michelle?
It is not letting me.
Let me see.
Let me try it again here. Share screen. Oh, there it is. What it did.
Found
okay,
it?
now I did.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm in the 30-day. Let's flip over
So
to
she's just going to show you where to find the recordings. This is one place.
Okay, so if you go to the 3-day challenge and
Oh,
then you get up to guides, can you see it there? Yeah.
yep.
Looks like it's showing. Go to guides, and then up there in the guides, it'll have everything. Like here is day 1, January 2024, live video. And then when this one goes live, this will be day 2 with arrhythmias right there.
Perfect.
I'll be right there. Yep.
Thanks, Michelle. You're the bestest.
We figured it out.
I know, you're amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record now that we have everybody on. Record to the cloud. Also, Ruben has been posting the access of the replay page. So there's actually 2 ways to watch the replays, guys. There is the one in the guides, and then there's the one on the replay page. So like, if you're at work and you want to watch it, but you can't be on Facebook, there's an outside of Facebook replay link that is easy to access, and Ruben's posting it here. So if there's ever a replay link, only trust a replay link from either me or Ruben or Michelle. It turns out there's some weird people in our group that I've been kicking out all day that have been coming in and trying to like pretend they're me. So only trust if it's me, Ruben, or Michelle. And cool. So let me go ahead and share my screen. We're going to do some arrhythmias, and then we're going to have a session afterwards who is Gary, and he's going to basically do some dynamic arrhythmias because Missy had asked for that. She said, please get us some dynamic arrhythmias. So we're bringing those for you. Missy, by the way, you did a great job at inviting people to the group, and I want to commend everybody who invited people. You guys rocked it, and we're going to announce the contest winner tonight as well. So day 2 is arrhythmias officially of our 3-day EKG challenge. And this is our bonus session that's not recorded. So I really like hone in on the fact that this He does not allow recording. He'll be coming on at 6:15 PST. And it's a session that is just really, really off the chain as far as graphics, visuals. We're going to do static cardiology, static arrhythmias tonight. I'm going to show you that. And then he's going to show you the dynamic ones that move, and you get to practice. So again, really would be great if you could join us for that one. But it's a bonus, so there's no pressure. In fact, there's no pressure to attend any of this. It's just fun. But talking about fun, oh my gosh. So what was fun was seeing how many of you invited friends to the contest. That really, or to the group, that really, really made my day. I don't know how you guys know so many people. Yvette, I haven't seen you log on at all, but you are the winner, the number one winner. So if you're here, congratulations. You actually won the one-on-one session with me. So I look forward to that. You can ask me any questions about EKGs or cardiology. You can ask me other ones. I may not be able to answer them, but that's your number one prize. So congratulations. And then Missy, you were number two. I'm going to show you your prize in a second. And KJ, you were number three. And I'm going to show you your prize. Now, I do want to say, for getting on the board, honorable mention for Jennifer Reagan. She really yesterday was trying to come up through the trenches, and you're going to win something too, Jennifer. So give me your address, send it to me in Facebook Messenger, because you're going to win a STEMI Mimics card. Yay! These are so cool. And also, Kamal, you're going to win one too, just because you got on the board. Okay, so make sure to message me you guys' address, and I can get those to you. Now, the giveaways are not done, because last night, if you remember, we actually, yeah, congratulations, everybody, Carrie said. So here's the winners right here. But we also had winners of the other contests. So when you guys put in your hashtags last night. So again, Missy, I'm going to be mailing this to you. So I think I have your address, but maybe send it to me again. This is actually right here, the workbook with arrhythmias, and then that badge. Okay, that's coming to you, Missy. And then that book here, KJ, this is coming to you. And I think you'll really appreciate this book. So it's pretty appropriate that you won that. So on the other note, last night, some people put in hashtag scope to win some of these. Okay, so I'm going to pull some winners to see who won those. So we'll do that, and then we'll get started. So Kayla Lamb, you won. Kayla Lamb, you won a scope badge. So you need to get me your email address, or sorry, your regular mailing address. And Althea Rayburn, I know you were on last night. You won a badge, so please get me your mailing address. And Kayla Lamb, is there Kayla Lamb? Oh, Kayla Lamb, I guess you were in here twice. So Kayla Lamb, you win one badge. And also, Missy, you won a badge too. Missy. So guys, get me your addresses and remind me what you won. And in the meantime, for the grand prize of last night, let me put the other potential winners in here. The grand prize, if you remember, was the EKG workshop kit. Remember, this had all the good stuff in it. This is what people get when they sign up for the 30-day, but somebody's going to win one today. So let's see who the grand prize winner is from last night. The grand prize winner is Courtney Garza. So Courtney Garza, you are the grand prize winner. Mail me your email, your mailing address in Facebook Messenger so I can get this out to you. And I'm going to put this right here to remember you won that. And now that we've done all the prizes, congratulations, everybody. I'm so excited for you. Let's get on with it. And yeah, Kayla, we were really in there to win it. Let's get on with our lessons and talk about the answers from our workbook. So we did this last night. I just wanted to make sure you had it in written form. Remember last night we did this where we said, hey, P waves or atrial contraction, Q waves, we did all the things. We labeled everything. And then we described the T waves. So that's here for you. So it's a reference. And now what I wanted to do is I wanted to jump into actually diving through the rhythms so that, oh yeah, Courtney, you're here. Yes, you won the big prize. So go into Facebook Messenger and message me your mailing address so I can put it in the mail. You're going to love it. It's got lots of goodies in it. Okay, so let's go back into the learning portion of our session tonight and talk about some ways to really master arrhythmias. So when you're looking at an arrhythmia, there's three questions I ask myself. Is it narrow or wide? And I'm talking about the QRS. Is it fast or slow? Do we need to do something right now? Do we need to intervene? Or is it regular or irregular, right? If it's the sinus rhythm, it's going to be regular. If it's an AFib, it's going to be irregular. And we talked about the R to R last night. That's where we're going to bring that back to see if it's regular or irregular. And actually looking at these three questions will help you figure out the rhythms. In fact, tonight, I want to see you guys on Gary's session. I want to see you guys spouting out the answers and making me proud. Now, obviously, I'm not going to teach you all the rhythms tonight, nor will he, but we are going to give you a pretty good sampling, which is exciting. So let's talk about things that come from the atrium. Now, this is a list of things that are potentially coming from the atrium. There's more things than this, right? Coming from the top of the heart. And we know things come from the atrium because they have a skinny QRS. So things like SVT, supraventricular tachycardia, things like sinus tach, right? And where we know that even, regular normal sinus is an atrial thing, right? Here's a sinus node. And we can have a multitude of things come from the top, this being one of them. So does anybody want to take a stab in the chat on what this rhythm is here on our screen? Does anybody want to take a stab? Hey, Damaris, welcome in. I'm seeing you. Amy is here. Jackie is here. Carrie Porter. Okay, so yes, this is an atrial fib. Very good, everybody. It does appear to be a little bit slow, Carrie. I would agree. And can anybody tell me why this is AFib? What on here makes this AFib? No P's. Excellent. That's a very good answer. But if you out of, yes, exactly. It's irregular, right? So it's irregular, no P's. Very good. Awesome job. So let's start with this one. This one is a heart rate of 60 to 100. It's regular. It has a P wave that's consistent and a normal every time you have a QRS. It's the same. And a normal PR interval and a normal size QRS. So what's the rhythm? Type in the chat for me. Nice. Sinus rhythm, right, Carrie and Naveep and everybody else answering. You guys all got that. This is what we want to see. When we see something else, that's when we start to get concerned. So this is a something else that we can see as well. This rhythm, is it regular or irregular? And this does appear to be sinus at first glance, right? But there's something here that is a little bit off. It is irregular Navdeep, but exactly, I totally agree. So when you have that, you got to go back to asking yourself the question, is there a P wave? So yes, there is a P wave. I definitely see P waves. Carrie says, yep. Okay. So there is P waves, but it's a little irregular. The QRS is still narrow enough. So this is, yes, exactly, Tanya. Exactly. Okay. Is there PR prolongation? Carrie says. You know what? It does appear there is a little bit. The way to know that, let's just really quickly sketch through that. Hopefully we have enough time. Let me get a line. Here we go. So what you would do is you'd find an R wave that lands on the thick line, which is right here. You'd go back to the next thick line because that's 0.20. So if you drew all the way down, this is like some borderline, PR prolongation, right? So let me ask you a question with that. Yeah, borderline first degree. Would you do anything different? Would you do anything different if with that information, basically? And the answer is no, exactly, because first degree blocks don't cause problems. But, duly noted, right? So the next question is, as somebody said earlier, I think it was Tanya, this is a sinus arrhythmia, very good. And breathing is the usual cause of this. It's not a dangerous rhythm, but it can fake you out and make you think it is AFib. That's why you just have to go through and do your troubleshooting process. Now, this is sinus bradycardia. We know that because when you look at this, this is slow. Okay. What are some things that we can do to a patient to cause them to have sinus Brady? Oh, it looks like Marla's on Facebook. Hello, Marla. Hello, Advocate First Health. So yes, medications. Exactly. So antihypertensives like beta blockers, exactly. We could give them a calcium channel blocker. That would be another one. Sometimes antiarrhythmics can do it. So metoprolol, exactly, Rena. So, thinking about when a patient is coming in slow, like why are they slow? Did we do anything? Amiodarone, good job. Yeah. So potentially we could be slowing them down. And when we're thinking about Brady, we have to ask the follow-up question, are they symptomatic? And then a lot of people are not. And if they're not, then potentially you may not do anything about it, depending on how bradycardic they are. Okay. The first question I always ask, there's two things. I ask, what meds are you on and how athletic are you? Because fitness level, you just, it's like you're in my brain, Carrie Porter. Because yeah, if they're really fit, then they can be bradycardic and they're just more efficient. Now, what about this one? This one is, let's say, a heart rate of, let's just say 110. They've got P waves. It is regular, and the QRS is still narrow. Ah, okay. So this does sort of give you a bit of a fluttery vibe, I agree, but it's actually a sinus tach. So it's sinus tach. Yeah, this was a tough one. This is a sinus tach, okay? If you were suspicious of a 2-to-1 flutter, which is what this people were potentially thinking, what you could do is you could do something called Lewis leads. Okay. Lewis leads. So Lewis leads, you can easily look up on Google. They can show you the positioning. It's quite complex, but it does help you bring out if something is a 2-to-1 atrial flutter. It's something we teach in our 30-day EKG challenge. But this is just routine garden variety sinus tach. And when you have this, you have to think about why and then treat the why. Good job, everybody on Facebook. You guys all got it right. I'm so, so, so proud of you. And yes, opiates as well. I totally agree, Missy. So things that can cause sinus tach. Can you guys give me some? Yeah, Navdeep was ready. Fever, pain, and anxiety. Great. Are there any more? Dehydration. Excellent. Yes. Medications and caffeine. Totally. Everybody's on the caffeine. Any shock or stress, PE potentially. I love that you said that, Carrie. Anxiety, yeah, these are all good reasons. COVID too, drugs, exercise, anemia, POTS. Oh my gosh, you guys got like all of them. These are amazing. So thinking about what causes it and then what to do about it. Infection, right? Anemia, another good one. You guys are a good team. I'm liking this teamwork. Speaking of teamwork, let me just stop for a second and say that remembering that we're giving away a scholarship tomorrow night to the people, well, to one person who is helpful and cheers the other students on. Okay, remember that. Alcohol detox, Damaris. What's up, girly? Yes, that's true. But thinking about how can I help my fellow student in the group? I haven't seen any of that yet, really. I want to see that because I want to choose someone for the scholarship tomorrow to join us. But I need to see you guys like really get like a tight knit group here. And I need to see you cheer each other on. I have someone to pick who rises above everybody else, right? Who is like helping somebody out in our group. That's what we want to foster here. Okay. All right. Getting back to this. What is this called? Yes, KJ's already over it. Paul says there's heavy traffic. Not sure if that's the EKG or where you are. But this is flutter. Okay, so this is absolutely atrial flutter, and you know that because there is F waves. Okay, these are called F waves, also called sawtooth. Yeah, so it's very predictable, and you will also have an asterisk in the PR interval when you have this. That'll be another clue. You guys already got this, but you know this is AFib. You already guessed it from earlier, but I do want to ask you, what would an AFib patient potentially complain of? What are some things they might say? It can be anything you've heard. Yeah, good job, Carrie. Heart is pounding. Yes, heart is racing. Um, KJ, way to cheer your KJ. You're just amazing. Um, yes, dyspnea, palpitations, chest pain, lightheadedness, dizziness. These are all great. Okay, fatigue. So when patients, especially female patients, come in with these symptoms, or if they're, tired, you just get an EKG. I've even seen people be confused with new onset AFib. They'll have a little confusion and they're not having a stroke. They just, when they go into AFib, they feel lightheaded. So let's do the junction. And yeah, we do see a lot of fatigue. Absolutely. Look at you talking to each other. Celine, where you been? Hello. Is AFib worse than aflutter? So in what respect? Like, is it more dangerous? Does it cause more strokes, maybe? Is that what kind of you're wondering? Because AFib and aflutter they both cause stroke, and a lot of people don't know that about flutter. But as far as to control, flutter's harder. It often needs electricity more than AFib does. Like it doesn't respond as well to medications. So I almost think that flutter is a little worse. Because ablation or cardioversion, they're probably heading for electricity. Whereas AFibers, a lot of times you can convert them. Atypical flutter, more difficult. Yes. Flutter of any flavor is just not my friend. Although I will admit I love looking at it. It's a really pretty rhythm. And it's not always in all the leads. So if you're just monitoring somebody in like V1, you may miss it. So it's always just if there's any suspicion, just get a 12 lead. Have a low threshold to get a 12 lead. Now for the junction, I'm throwing in two rhythms for you. One you will see, the other one you probably won't see. So this is a junctional rhythm coming from the AV node. It's got a rate of 40 to 60. What's it missing? Oh, sorry, I missed your question. Let me go back to that, Carrie. I think you said something about Chad's Vask. Yeah, actually, Carrie, that's a very good point. So the first thing when you have an AFib or aflutter is, are they going to stroke? And that's like when they come in and they're new to me and they're not on anticoagulation, I am all over it. Oh, you guys got it. So I'm like, yeah, what's your Chad's Vask? And I pull out the calculator and I'm like, yeah, let's talk about, anticoagulation. There's any reason that you can't have it, any reason, and then let's get you on it because that's the worst thing. If you've ever worked in a critical care setting, paramedic, ER, or wherever, and you've seen people stroke, it is the worst thing. It's like you hate it. So yes, there is no P wave. Good job, everybody, which means that there's the sinus node isn't running the heart now, right? And they're going to be a little slower because sinus is not in charge. So the next guy down is in charge. So the AV junction is there and it's still going to be a narrow QRS. You may have an asterisk and the PR interval again, right? Because it's not measuring one. And good job on Susie and Lee on Facebook as well, and Matt not seeing P waves, and Missy, of course. So going back, there was one other rhythm. I didn't put it in here, but that looks like this. It's called accelerated junctional. And accelerated junctional is what you'll usually see post cardiac arrest. So, like, very few of you are going to interact with this rhythm. It's going to look just like this, but it's going to be the same rate as a sinus. And that's going to confuse you because you're going to be like, oh, it's a sinus, but then there's going to be no P wave. And you're going to be like, what? So that's just know there's one other little guy floating out there. It's possible, but it's rare. So ventricular things are going to be wide, okay? Atrial things narrow, ventricular things wide. And here is an example of a ventricular rhythm that would be very bad to see pretty much anywhere you work. And this is called an idioventricular rhythm. This comes from the bottom of the heart, and patients may not even have a pulse with it. So this one is wide and bizarre. The QRSs are over 120. And based on that, we know it's coming from the ventricles. We also have no P wave. So with all of that, it is regular. It is wide. There's no P wave. This could be, as Paul said, a pulseless electrical activity. Absolutely. May not be a pulse with this. So we would call it a PEA. But if they have a pulse, it's idioventricular. Either way, it's idioventricular, but it's very tricky. Look at you. Look at you guys talking to each other. This is like, I'm sorry, I'm getting chills. I'm loving it. Not good when that happens. Exactly. Good. All right. So atrial narrow, ventricular wide. Thank you for highlighting that, KJ. Now, this one is one that you definitely don't want to see either. So kind of how this goes is I'll answer your question in a sec, Gary, but kind of how this goes is the sinus runs, right? And then if the sinus dies, the AV node takes over. And then if the AV node dies, then the ventricles take over. If they die, like the bundles die, then just one little lonely heart cell is at the bottom trying to run the heart. And that's what an agonal rhythm is. It looks like this, it's bizarre, it's wide, and the rate is like 0 to 20. And yes, the next thing to happen is the systole when there's just nothing. And Navdeep sees it in the ICU. So nothing would be asystole, but if there's still these little, bizarre beats once in a while, that's agonal, and they're not going to have a pulse with that. So good points. Okay, so I saw a question. What do you mean by asterisk? Yes. So basically at the top of the EKG printout, there's going to be an interpretation, the words, and then there's going to be the numbers. So in the EKG, well, and we can talk about it tomorrow when we actually have 12 lead examples. I can show you if you can come to tomorrow's session. And there's, they'll say ventricular rate, then it'll say PR interval, then it'll say QRS. In the PR interval, instead of a number, it'll be an asterisk. So that's what that means. And that's a clue that the machine's not seeing a PR interval, if that makes sense. So yes, exactly. Exactly, Tanya. Good. Is it PEA? Do you mean, is this one PEA? This one could be a version of PEA as well. I think that's what you're asking. Same with the idioventricular. Okay. All right. Pulseless electrical activity. Yes, that's a good way to spell it out. Okay, now what about this one? What's this rhythm? CPR needed. Yes. Code blue. Exactly. Start CPR, Missy says. VT. Yeah, pretty much. Look at you. Oh, hey, Michaela, what's up? So everybody is saying this is VTAC, which I'm so happy to see you say that, because anything that's wide and fast and regular is VTAC until proven otherwise. Now, you could say, Tanya, I'm curious to know what setting you work in, what kind of provider you are, because your answers are very sophisticated. And what Tanya's saying is it's a wide, complex tachycardia. Now, I love your style here, Tanya, because you're like, yeah, you're probably wanting a 12 lead to really say this is VTAC. And and that's not wrong, right? That's not wrong. Looking at this though, it's VTAC until proven otherwise. Now, what Tanya's thinking is, could there be, potentially hyperkalemia at play? Could there be, an SV2 with a Barensey? Could there be, a Wolf Parkinson's White with, or an AFib with RVR that's causing this? But we'll just say that it's VTAC. And then, yes, good question. Are they conscious? Because that's the next thing, right? Are they pulseless or do they have a pulse? Because that's going to help you with your treatment. So checking the pulse, checking the consciousness, these are very good things to think about, but wide, fast, and regular. Very good, you guys. Tanya worked in the ED, but I'm a monitor tech. Wow, Tanya, you're like on the ball. That's all I can say about you. Okay, so what about this rhythm? What will we call this? This is, oh, hey, Molly, it's been a long time since we've seen you. What's up? Matt's in the house. So VFib, good. Yes. VFib, VFib, VFib. Everybody, you are rocking it. This, yes, exactly. And Carrie says shock. Yes. Okay. Well, back in the day when like Michelle and I were in school, they would say things to us, defib the VFib. I like that, Carrie. That should be a bumper sticker. But they would tell us things like, check your patient, check your leads, right? Because back in the day, the monitors would like sometimes, or your patient could be in the bathroom brushing their teeth, right? So check your patient. And so anyway, oh my gosh, Carrie and Kayla are talking to each other in the chat. You guys, I'm just like lighting up with love. Oh, okay. Anyway, back to rhythm. Sorry. Going over here, this is like anarchy. And then there's also some ectopic beats, okay? So you can have extra beats. What does hypothermia look like? Hypothermia can present like a STEMI, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, so we've seen that actually. So I am clear. Paul's obviously a medic. He's saying, I'm clear, you're clear, we're all clear. But ectopy, right? There's things that can come from the atrium, PACs, things that can come from the ventricles, PVCs, and things that can come in pattern. So what is good one, KJ, treat your patient, not your equipment. That's another thing we learned when we were in old school, right? But going back to these PVCs here, are they unifocal or are they multifocal? What do you guys think? Uni or multi? Oh, good. Yeah, these are multi. Why? But why? Why are they multifocal? Because they're not the same shape. Excellent. Yes, they look different. Good. They're coming from different foci. Are multifocal worse or unifocal worse? Look at you, Jessica. Nice. Jessica. Coming from dim foci, they are worse because that means there's more area, right? So multifocal are worse. Good job. Let's go through the workbook and we're gonna get ready in a minute to have Gary come on. And then we'll have the Gary session at 6:15. But let's go through our workbook and we do have a prize tonight that I need to give away as well. So going back, this was just again showing you the answers here and making sure you had the answers to these. We did this last night. So if you need them, they are here. If you wanted to go over with your workbook again. And then in your workbook also, there's a little bit of an arrhythmia section. And if you wanted to practice, you could practice, right? This is a beautiful AFib for you. This was that sinus arrhythmia. We pulled that out and put it in here for you to go ahead and look at your R to R and really measure it. And this was a great, beautiful idioventricular rhythm you could look at. And then, of course, this was a junctional one if you wanted to kind of see what that looked like and really, sit with it and marinate on it. So, what is tonight's prize? Let's talk about that. Well, personally, I think that the prize for tonight was being with you guys, actually. So it's funny because I had a very long day. I was up very early, had like I had so many patients today, and all I could think about was coming home and hanging out with you guys, and how much fun it is, especially when I see Michelle's smiling face because I just love her. But you guys will learn to love her too if you haven't met her. She's going to do a game tomorrow night for us, which she's going to kick us off. Yeah, you're excited too, Kayla? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Jessica, yes, it's so fun. And it's a new game. So if you've played Michelle's games, it's a new one. All right. So the prize. I'm going to show you guys something. So this is well, I don't want to show you where I work, but this is my work badge. So I have them every day. Okay. And what I'm going to be giving out tonight is, and you can see this is on my actual work badge. I'm going to be giving away some of these badges tonight. Okay. So the owner and maker of these badges is going to come on at 6:15 and he's going to do a session for us on the static or dynamic arrhythmias. But I'm going to give some of these away. So if you want to be entered to win this badge, and it's super cool because let me just show you the rest of it. So it's got how to, count the heart rate. It's got the red line that you put over the ST segment to see if there's ST elevation. And then what I really like is these little red lines, because these actually can help you measure intervals. So this tool is called the RCAT badge. It's so fun. Love this so much. So let me know if you want to win them. I'm going to be giving some away and putting them in the mail tomorrow. How can you win? Hashtag Gary. Super easy. Hashtag Gary. So put that in the Facebook chat if you can. It's a little easier for me to find. And as soon as he's done, I'll announce the winners. So I got to make another bowl of your names and super excited. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to hop off of this Zoom because I need to go get his Zoom ready. It's going to be the same link, okay? But because I can't record it, I have to stop this. But yeah, the badge is very helpful, right, Tan? I love that. I won't even leave the house with it for work. But we're going to be coming back on a different Zoom. So just so you know, Gary is also one of our instructors in our 30-day EKG challenge. He does a 12 lead version of this in our 30 days. So if you end up liking this, consider joining the 30-day because he does an expanded version. So hashtag Gary, I'm going to write down your names. We're going to see you guys back in just 15 minutes or so on this same Zoom in the Facebook group. And even if you're on the East Coast and it's late, consider coming anyway because it's really good info. It's worth staying up for. And unfortunately, he doesn't let us record it. All right. I will be giving away the prizes tonight too, the badges. And we'll see you in just 15 minutes. All right. Bye, guys.